for speeches, but this is 1,119 words if you want to count. So fun fact, when I was 3 years old and I was helping my brother build his Eagle project. I wasn't helping that much, I was 3, but he built an outdoor classroom for the Birmingham Humane Society. And I decided right then that I was going to be an Eagle too. I never wavered for a moment until I had to give this speech, and then I did a little bit. But to make it a little bit easier, I decided to combine this speech with handing out my mentor pins. And I have an analogy. And as most of the people in this room know, I like to throw around a yo-yo every now and then. You know, up and down with the dog, that kind of thing. And I have a small collection, 100. One of the great things about yo-yos is that they get people talking, and it's usually the same questions, like, have you ever broken anything? Yes. Have you ever hit yourself? Mm-hmm. The next big question does not have a simple answer though. It's, which is your favorite? Most people assume that it's the most expensive or flashy, but no, every single one's special in its own way. Some are really fast, some are big crowd pleasers, and some are unpredictable and they'll coil back and you'll feel a sudden humbleness. But even those are exciting because they challenge me to be better. But to compare is to despair. Like yo-yos, I can't pick my favorite later. And they've all been wise teachers, and they're all solid and exceptional. I have a list of all the valuable lessons, well, not all of them, but many. Yes, a list. Well, from both my yo-yos and my Boy Scout leaders. To start, leaders and yo-yos can both be unpredictable, and unpredictable is exciting. There's always a time and place for competition, but always focus on fun. Learning comes with practice, and more practice. There is both an art and science to yo-yo throwing and scouting, and knowing that art and science allows you to push boundaries and become excellent. And always have more than one. You can't learn everything from one leader, nor one yo-yo. Never show up to an outing with just one leader, nor on stage with just one yo-yo. Not tying. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Scout leaders taught me how to tie them. Yo-yos taught me to get them out. Another self-explanatory one. Stay clear of flying objects. Savor the experience. Be flexible, and just always do your best. There's nothing sweeter than knowing where you belong. Friction creates heat, heat burns. The 3 best places to learn are books, YouTube, and Scout leaders. Good yo-yos and good Scout leaders always sleep well. And super important lesson, yo-yo strings, if played too long, start to unravel fast, and so do Scout leaders. And when they do unravel, step out of the way. I'm still going.
That was amazing.
Thank you. I wish I had a mentor pin for every single one of you. You all deserve great thanks and recognition, but I had to narrow my selection down to 3 leaders. And if you don't feel bad, wait, if you don't get a pin, don't feel bad. That's what I meant. But spoiler alert, my mom's not getting one either. But to continue with the yo-yo analogy, in the yo-yo community, there's a thing called a pocket throw. This is where personal preference comes in. You don't buy a yo-yo as a pocket throw. It becomes and evolves into one. It's one that you walk around with, and it's not necessarily the most expensive, best looking. It's like a best friend. It's small but plays big, it's durable, and it's predictable. It's the yo-yo that you take along with you just about everywhere, and that's how I choose my 3 mentors. Well, this first one is a tough one for me, because I really did not know what a profound impact this leader would have on my life until it was too late. This leader was big, loud, and he absolutely terrified me. And that's not the makings of a pocket throw, but pocket throws evolve over time. That big, scary man had my back, and he wanted me to succeed, and the more he challenged me, the more I wanted to be the scout he knew I could be. So, my first mentor pin is in memory of Scout leader Mr. Evanko. May his memory be eternal. The next mentor pin goes to the leader that I would say probably has the quote-unquote best spin time. When I started scouting, I hated backpacking, probably because I did not always have a yo-yo to occupy my mind and distract me from my fear of the aforementioned lichen. I was always dragging in the back, wondering, are we there yet? But then Mr. Morgan joined, and I'm sure lots of you know that Mr. Morgan can talk. And it was perfect. He joined me in the back, he talked, I listened, we were both happy. He talked about working in the movie theater and his love for music, and the miles were never bad if Mr. Morgan was there. So, Mr. Morgan, would you come up and accept this mentor pin with my sincere gratitude? Well, here's my last pin, and it goes to the leader that I probably admire the most. He's a man of few words, and I'm sure you all know where this is going. But when he speaks, you know it's going to be important. Like a true pocket throw, he was dependable and never had a bad performance. I never met Mr. Ward's sons. They were finishing up just before I was starting. But most leaders, like yo-yos, are only popular when someone else is shining light on them. But a good pocket throw does not need a major player, and a good leader will still be relevant even after their sons are out of scouts. Mr. Ward, please accept this mentor pin and my wholehearted appreciation for being a constant source of knowledge and wisdom. One last thing, Mr. Ward. Once a Blue Jay, always a Blue Jay. Although I've aspired to be an Eagle Scout since I was 3 years old, I long to wear the neckerchief, the badge, and the medal. But without the neckerchief, and without the badge, and without the medal, I am still an Eagle Scout. And it's not my rank and troop master. It is who I am, and it's how I will live my life. I am an Eagle because there were people willing to volunteer hours and hours to teach me, mentor me, and journey with me through Eagle. Your dedication and sacrifice have not gone unnoticed. Thank you. One last thing. I mentioned that my mom would not be getting a mentor pin. However, I do have a gift, and some of you may recognize it, but you know what they say, good artists steal. So, Miss Christina, could you please come up? It's in my pocket. Yeah, Yeah, all right, Yoyos and whatnot. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.